Well, good morning. We're going for an extra dose today, so we should be good to go. What I'm going to talk about today is building your starter. So some of you will be lucky enough to have been given a little baggie of sourdough starter from a friend, maybe a jam jar, or possibly something like this. This is a nice Alaskan starter, which is in dried format. And this stuff is being dried into something with the consistency of, I guess, pita chips. And what we have to do is rehydrate them, and they were all going to end up with the same starting point. So if you've got the starter and you've got it in dried form, what you want to do is just tip it out into a bag like this. Let's just open this up. Tip it out from the bag into a jar, and then you're going to add water to it. So if you see here, it's about half full. You're going to bring water up to just to cover it completely. And what you'll end up with after about 6 to 12 hours is sort of a mix like this. It will have dissolved and be ready to go. So any of these starters, baggie, jam jar full, there we go, or this one, and you can see this is a little bit less, so when I made this one up it would actually be about the same volume as that one. All right, so we take those. Each of these roughly are about 200 grams of starter in there, and so long as you've got about 150 or 200, you're good to go. Take your starter and a bowl, here's a bowl, and weigh out 150 grams or so of flour, 150 grams of water, and add your starter to it. So any of these, fine, not the dried stuff, the baggie, or the stuff you've made up from the dehydrated stuff about 6 or 8 hours ago, or overnight. Put it all in, and we have starter plus flour plus water, and now we're building our starter, and this is going to change its name. This is now going to be the mother, and to keep your mother happy you have to feed her. So here she is all fed, and what we're going to do is leave her at room temperature for about 4 hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours, and room temperature is going to be something like 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 18 to 24 centigrade. So there you go, looks pretty good. Have a good look at that. And that's the consistency you want. It should be just about pourable, and nothing exciting is going to happen to this, really. It's not going to double in volume, froth up, or do anything too crazy, and hopefully not take over your kitchen. But what it's going to do is allow the starter you've been given to be fed and be ready to make into a build. So we're going to leave this now for about 12 hours in the fridge, after it's been on the counter here for about 3 hours just to warm up. So 3 hours to warm up, 12 hours or overnight in the fridge, and then we'll come back later this afternoon or maybe tomorrow and we'll have a look at it, ready to build our build. Welcome back. It's now 16 hours later. We've had it out on the counter for 4 hours. It's been in the fridge for 12 hours, and here it is. And this is our starter, nicely fed. And as you can see, it's got some bubbles on the surface. It hasn't doubled in size. It hasn't taken over the kitchen, but we can see that it's active and ready to go. And from now on, this is going to be called the mother, because it's the one that is going to sit in the fridge ready to be used, and we're going to take it out and turn it into a starter for every bake. So just to recap, what we've done is shown you how to rebuild one of these 3 types of starters, turn it into your mother, and this mother's now active for a week, and we're going to post a video very soon on what to do to rebuild your mother after a week or longer.